Hi everybody, it's Maddie from Mostly Maddie and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a flip through in my memory keeping journal for the month of May. This is your first video from me. I am using a 2025 planner to do all of my memory keeping. It has become my favorite way to do memory keeping because it forces me to kind of sit down and reflect on every single day, regardless of if we were busy or not busy. And it's been very enjoyable. So this year I am using the Rosy Life Planner, and it has the Tomoe River paper, which I really like. I wanted to use the Hobonichi A5, which I used last year. However, when I got mine, it had the paper quality issues that I'm sure you maybe have heard about. And since I'm very marker heavy, I did not want to risk, any bleed through on my pages. And so I made a switch this year and I have been really enjoying it. I do not use my weekly pages anymore. For a while, I was doing these weekly reports, but these were very focused on me, and I'm trying to make this memory keeping be very much like family focused. And so these are just kind of blank now. I have tried a couple of things, like retroactively going in and just kind of going through the day, but I just don't really find any joy in that. And honestly, it just doesn't seem very useful. I may next year combine like my planner and meal planning and stuff into these weekly pages. Maybe not, I don't know. I kind of like having them separate, but yeah. So for now, I'm just going through my daily pages and just to kind of show you how I do every day a little differently. If you're looking maybe for like some spread inspiration or just like how to use your pages. I never have any of my days look the same. I switch it up every single day and always try to do things a little bit differently. One, because it's fun, and two, because it makes it really enjoyable to go back and flip through because there's just so much to look at. I use lots of color and stickers and photos, and I'll just kind of talk through, what we did that day or like what was the focus of the spread or the page, just so you can kind of like get a little bit more insight into my thought process and how I go about journaling every day. At the beginning of every month, there's a blank page. So I have been actually using my Cocoa Daisy subscription kit, which every month they send you kind of a theme. And this one was flourish. So there was lots of florals and like botanical kind of style stuff. And I have just been using stickers and scraps and things from those kits to create like a little collage for the upcoming month. So this is what I did for the month of May, and I really like how this turned out. It's been really fun to use a bunch of stickers and kind of just experiment with layering things and just kind of laying things down and just seeing what happens. And at the end of every month, I go on to Receiptify, which if you're not familiar with it, it just gives you the top 10 songs that you listen to if you have Spotify. So you can connect your Spotify account and then it goes through and it shows you everything that you listen to, the most played songs. I do this right now because I actually think it's really funny because there's a mix of my music and then my kids' music because they use my Spotify account, like when we're in the car or when we're at home and they ask to listen to songs. So you can see here, most of these songs for the month of May were these are for the month of April. They were all from the kids. I actually don't think I got a single song in here. No, I did. I got Denial from Judah and the Lion. I got You're Gonna Go Far, sorry. But yeah, you see Lady Gaga, like my kids are obsessed with Bad Romance and Poker Face. So I only made 2 songs this month, which is funny. If there wasn't a lot going on, I really don't like stress about it too much, and I just kind of write, a couple things and just move on. And I again use some stickers from Cocoa Daisy over here to just fill in some of the pages. I've been starting to try to like do a lot more filler stuff with markers just to make the page feel like really full. I'm really into color and just love having every page just be like bursting with stuff. So this was the weekend of my marathon, and I feel like I'm excited to like not have to talk about that anymore. I feel like I've mentioned it so many times. People are probably so sick of hearing about it, but this was the weekend. So you can kind of see here, I did like a quick recap. We actually had some guests stay with us over the weekend. And so I just was trying to keep everything really simple because I didn't have a ton of time to journal. So a lot of times I like doing this where I just like kind of make big circles or different shapes. And I just use the Tombow Furunosuke to do some writing. And yeah, just like recapping kind of how the day was or what we did. So Monday, actually, like you can see, I didn't actually write anything for Monday because I was so tired. That was like my big recovery day. And we really just like did absolutely nothing at the house that day. So the kids' sitter, before she graduated and moved, this was her last weekend before she moved. So they were like doing a lot of drawing and doodling. So I just cut out the one that she did and put it in here because that represents what Sunday was. And I just printed out some photos from the day of the marathon. My photos like this, I use my Canon selfie printer, which is under my desk, so I can't show you right now, but it's about this big. Like it's not portable, but it's small, and I don't really have a big desk, so it's been really great. And the print quality is really good for how small the printer is. I've been so impressed by the print quality. We had a silly dance party, and it maybe was like 10 minutes of my day, but I thought it was worth highlighting. So I kind of made a big section for that. And my kids have been doing swim, so I like to kind of write, you know, a little bit about their progress and what that looked like. And oftentimes they have stickers that they like give me. So these were actually, my 3-year-old had like tattooed my entire arm with all these stickers. So I just like took them off and put them in here so that they didn't go to waste. So see, it's like, it doesn't really go with the day or the spread, but like, it doesn't really bother me. I think maybe for some people it would, but I don't know. I don't really care too much about aesthetics. Our art center is really awesome. They do a weekly craft with the kids, and then after the craft they get to do yoga, so that was really fun. And this was the sticker we got. It's like your entry into the museum. You're going to notice that this might be blurred out. It's because we did meet our neighbors, and I realized I wrote some details about them and like their ages, and it's just like not anything that anybody else needs to know. My 5-year-old had his interview for kindergarten, so I just kind of wrote a little bit about that. And then our sitter, as I mentioned, she graduated, and so it was her last day, but she wrote all the kids these little cards, and I thought that was so sweet, and I wanted to hold on to them, so I just kind of taped them all in here, and I didn't really write anything underneath them or anything like that. I have been like, this is my favorite kind of spread lately, is big word and then using a marker to highlight and then using my Tombow Furunosuke to just write. So it's just like really visually fun, and I just like kind of like doing the slanted and adding a little splash of color with the washi tape. I just think this is like a really fun way to make a page. So you can like recap your day and talk about things, but it's still really like visually appealing. And Mother's Day, we did a bunch of things. So I just did a little checklist of all the stuff that we did. And I printed out a couple of pictures, which I'm realizing I didn't get Post-it notes on everybody. So I will have to do some blurring here. And when we don't have a lot going on, I just like do whatever on the page. Like you can see, this is like, I just started using a marker and I had no idea what I was planning on doing here, but it looks like I just did some coloring and then I decided to write a few things that we did do in the day. I had no idea I had a blank page here, so I'm gonna have to go back and look at like pictures from this day and see what I can write about. I can probably go back in my planner or my morning pages too and like get some information because I did not realize I had a blank page. So a friend and I were talking recently about things that used to bring us a lot of joy, just because we're both moms. We both just had babies who turned 1. And like, that's kind of when you start to get out of like the baby fog and start to really like, in my opinion, start to really come back to life as like yourself and like get a little detachment from your baby. And so that's when, for me, I start to really like pick up more things of like, what did I love to do? You know, like what are things that I've not been able to do because I've had a small child? And I used to love rollerblading. So spontaneously, I decided to take the kids with me and we went to Dick's Sporting Goods and I bought myself a pair of rollerblades. So I've been like wearing my rollerblades, pushing the double stroller, and then my 5-year-old rides his bike. So that's been like an activity we've been doing a lot of lately. So I just did a little doodle, and a few times I've been able to just go with my 5-year-old, and since he can bike, we can kind of like keep up with each other. It's been so much fun, and I'm like really excited to do that all summer long. I'm gonna start doing this more too, because my 5-year-old has been loving dressing himself. Like, he doesn't want me to help him at all, and I just love it because he always, like, the way he dresses is like he likes to have his pants and his shirt match colors, and it's been so fun to like see every day when he comes down like what he wears and like what he decides to wear. So I've been trying to do better about like taking pictures of his outfits. So again, it was like a day where we didn't do a whole lot, so I just kind of focused on that for the journal spread. A lot of times during the weekends we do a lot. There's so much going on, and I don't really like feel like writing a lot, honestly. Like at the end of the weekend, I'm just like tired, but I know I want to get my journal, like I want to get these pages done. I don't want them to stay blank. So I will often just do photo dumps. So but underneath here is just like a ton of photos from the weekend. And I just feel like it's a really easy way to fill up a page and visually showcase like what you did during that weekend. I did some experimenting with colored pencils in here. I'm not gonna lie, I love colored pencils, and I've been really getting back into like sketching and drawing, but I don't like the way the colored pencils like feel on the Tomoe River paper. It's like a sensory thing. It just like, I did not like it. So I tried this attempt here. Like, we made blueberry muffins, and I figured like it didn't work for me. And then my kids actually found my Instax Polaroid camera. It's like, it's not just a printer, it's the one where you take a picture and then it comes out like of the camera. And so they wanted me to take their pictures. So these they kind of look like mugshots. It's like mugshots of my kids. And so yeah, we were just like having fun with that on another rainy day. We've had a lot of rain, so our days have not been super exciting. I had these stickers, and so I kind of oftentimes, if I have a sticker or like something that I know I want to use on a spread, I will use that as like the inspiration, and then I find markers to kind of match and make it like more cohesive. So I really like how this one turned out. And then these were the only ones that I had, and I realized I kind of wanted it to be a little balanced. So then I just ended up drawing some stickers at the bottom. And I feel like this right here is like really what I did last year. Like, this is what like a lot of my days looked like last year. I would do this like header outline with a pen, and then just like quickly write about like, you know, what it was in more detail. Like, this is so much of what my journaling looked like last year. So it's funny, like every once in a while I'll bring it back, but I've really enjoyed like trying different things. And I really like adding like a washi tape on either the edge here or like on the inside. It's been really fun to like just like give it another little kind of point of interest. And I have so much washi tape. I'm just trying to use my supplies. Like, I have so many supplies. I need to remind myself to use them. This is so much writing. I feel like I have not written this much in my memory keeping in a really long time, but I had a really fun day with my college friends. And so I just kind of wrote about our day here because my husband had the kids. So I feel like I just wanted to kind of, you know, talk more about like what we did. And again, as you can see, a photo dump, because the weekends I do not like writing. I'm just so tired by the end of the weekend. Also, so we went back to northwestern Pennsylvania for Memorial Day, and so we had a lot of cousin time. Like, all of my kids, like all of their cousins live in northwestern Pennsylvania, and we just all had so much fun together. So again, because we did so much and we were like so busy, I just like scribbled these little, you know, areas, and then I just kind of wrote the highlights of the weekend. And I don't know what I was doing here, but I did one side, and then I was like, oh, it might be cool to kind of try it on the other side. And, you know, that's how that happened. So I also got the dates mixed up. I was so thrown off because we stayed until Tuesday, and in my mind, we left on Monday. So like, these are not actually, like, I don't think these pictures are actually from this day. I was just like, I was very thrown off. But again, it's like, it to me, it doesn't really matter if it's not on the exact day. Like, it's close enough, right? I've definitely noticed that I have stopped doing like a ton of writing. Like, when I showed you that page of Columbus, like, that surprised me because I haven't been writing like that very much in here. I just feel like this is become so much more of like photos and like a quick sentence or two, or like, you know, just doing some doodles or things. Which I don't know. I think maybe because that's happening because I'm doing morning pages now. And so all of my long form writing has kind of gone into there. And this is more just like the highlights. And I don't want to spend a ton of time like writing in here. I really just want to like get the memories down. And then if there's like things that I want to talk about more in my mind, then I use those for my morning pages, which have kind of become evening pages because I never have time in the morning to do them. And this was cute. My kids did soccer and they got these little notes from their coaches, and it just says a little something about each of them. And I just thought that was really cute. And then my 5-year-old did this drawing. He like wanted to surprise me with it, and he was so excited to present it to me. So of course he's like, "You're going to put that in your journal, right?" I'm like, "Yes, of course, Henry." It's very cute. And that is the end of May. So then we get into June, and I will have to blur these pictures because I just finished the spread before I started recording. But again, I'm using the Cocoa Daisy subscription kit, and I just like, I love how this looks. And then I thought I really liked having on back in the May pages, I really liked having a couple of pieces to tie it together to make it feel a little more cohesive. So I did that here as well, as you can see. And that is the end of the pages for the month of May. I don't think I have anything else to show you other than my creative journal, but I really haven't been doing a lot. I feel like last year I was like gung-ho about my junk journal, my creative journal. I was in it like every single day. I just have not had a lot of time, and I've kind of just been focusing on like other things. So there is not a lot in here to share, which is like not a big deal, but it is weird just thinking like how much I did it last year, and it's just really slowed down for me this year. And I just feel like I'm being a little more intentional with like how much time I'm putting into this one. Really only like to do it if I have a ton. I think because these pages are bigger too, I feel less motivated to do spreads unless I have like a ton of junk from like an event or an activity. So yeah, that's why you're not really seeing a ton of this. I think I showed this one, yeah, because that's from March. And then this was Cocoa Daisy. This is their July subscription kit, which is really beautiful. I had so much fun putting this spread together. It's, you know, just very like sea oriented, and we love going to my parents because they have a boat and they're right by a lake. And so I kind of just, that was like my theme for this spread. And then I just wrote some memories that I really liked from, you know, past summers at their house. And this is like scrap paper. This is all scrap paper and like stickers from the kit as well. And I am a rep for them. So if you ever want to buy anything from Cocoa Daisy, if you use my code Maddie10, that will save you 10% off. I don't like get any, it's not like an affiliate or anything. It's just a code for you guys. And then I really enjoy using vellum paper as like a peekaboo situation. So I wrote memories up here, and then I just printed out some Polaroids from past summers. And I just think it's really cute. I like this spread a lot. This is my Mother's Day spread, which was nothing too crazy this year, but the kids made me cards, and so I just like to paste those in there. And this is my husband, believe it or not, his handwriting. I know it looks not, you know, like an adult's, but it is. I had a Bagu order, as you can tell, and I love their packaging, so I used that as the background. And I just had like a bunch of random other things too. So like I bought a swimsuit. My uncle sent me a postcard, and then this is like, I get these postcards in the mail. And Amy from Happy Olive Studio, I'm part of her like mail subscription, so I loved her little like starter kit of her, and so I put those in here, especially because it fits so well with the Bagu stuff, because that's a Bagu right there. So I just thought that was really cute. And this was the day in Columbus with my friends, so I had enough junk to do a little spread here, and I really like how this one turned out too. It was fun. And that's it. Yeah, I think I did 3 spreads in the month of May, but it's okay. Since this is undated and I just kind of do it when I feel inspired, there's no pressure, and I don't like feel bad that I haven't been using it. It's just kind of not a priority right now. So the end of my flip through for this month. So thank you for being here and flipping along. Let me know if you had like a favorite page or spread or anything, or, you know, feel free to tell me how your May was and anything fun that you did. and I will hopefully talk to you all again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.